sometimes when we're working with costs, we have a table like what we worked with in the last video, but a lot of times we have a graph. And so this is what the costs look like on a graph. So this is quantity of output, and this is dollars. And so we tend to see marginal cost looking like this. This is a characteristic marginal cost curve, which is falling and then rising because marginal product is rising and then falling. And so because of that, we have average cost. Average cost, well, the relationship between marginal cost and average cost is the same as between marginal product and average product. When marginal cost is below average cost is falling. It pulls the average cost down. And when marginal cost is above average cost is rising. So we tend to see average cost, so it's average cost here, right? Marginal cost is below it, so average cost is going to fall. And now, just when it crosses there, now marginal cost is greater than average cost, so average cost is going to start to rise. And this is what average cost tends to look like, where it is, you know, falling and then rising, and the point where marginal cost and average cost are equal that is the minimum point of the average cost curve. Because of what we just said, all right, as long as marginal cost is below average cost is falling. So all in this area here, average cost is falling. And then when marginal cost is above average cost, to the right of this line, average cost is rising. So if it's falling up until this point, and then it rises, this is the lowest point. We also can draw average fixed cost and average variable cost. So that looks like this. So average variable cost, they're not parallel, because we know that average cost is equal to average fixed cost plus average variable cost. And we know that average fixed cost is always falling. So since average fixed cost is always shrinking, the space in between average variable cost and average cost, right, this difference between, we can just rearrange this and say that average fixed cost is equal to average cost minus average variable cost. So the space in between the average cost curve and the average variable cost curve is average fixed cost. And it's shrinking because average fixed cost is always falling. As we increase output, our average fixed cost is going down and down and down. So they're not parallel. They have a similar shape, but they have this smaller and smaller distance between them, and that is the average fixed cost. And kind of make a note of that there. And so that tends to be what the curves look like. If we drew average fixed cost by itself, it would look like this. You know, it's that gap between average cost and average variable cost, and it is declining.